So here's the scoop on ScoopMe, how I went from a college football player to a local business owner in just 4 years as a Georgia Southern Eagle. Hi, my name is Jacob Nicholson and I'm the founder and creator of ScoopMe. I majored in business management at the Parker College of Business at Georgia Southern University. So I originally wanted to be a football coach with the career playing football. It's big in my family. That looked like a life that I wanted to live and really led me down the path of college football until COVID cut my career short and I really didn't feel like I was equipped as a coach because I couldn't pursue that level of competition in college and was sort of out of money, to put it nicely. I needed a job and there wasn't many places hiring, but I did live in Burke because my sister was a senior at the time and had an open room in her house. And that's when I was added to the Burkhalter neighborhood group chat, where I saw lots of different things, people selling items, people bartering, whatever. And one thing that stuck out to me was the students that were complaining about rideshare prices in the group chat. They would state that a ride from Shenanigans, the local bar, to Burkhalter, which is only a 10-minute ride, would cost them $20 to $25. And I immediately saw something terribly wrong with that, as these college students, a lot of them are often considering either drinking or driving or paying for a ride home. That price, as it continued to rise, I saw less and less students actually choosing to make the safe decision and go with the ride. And that's when I decided that maybe I can try to earn a little bit of money and give some of these kids rides. And so I offered into the group chat, hey, if anybody needs a ride, I have 7 seats in my car and I can take you to that bar for $5. I did the math in my head. If I went back and forth 3 times in an hour, I could make above minimum wage, and that was enough for me as a college freshman. So that's what I did. And didn't think it was going to work the first time I texted into the group chat, and sure enough, 2 or 3 people texted me, and then the next night those same people needed a $5 ride and they were much happier paying that than a $25 Uber. It soon led to them telling their friends, and to the point where I had to create a business phone number because I was getting so many calls and texts. The rides that I couldn't handle on my own, people asking for rides in the neighborhood group chat, and that is sort of what turned into its own entity and being created was the Burke Uber group chat.
I love that guy.
Super reliable guy, trustworthy.
I sent a
He
text.
started a whole empire.
Our first group chat grew pretty quickly to 5,000 users, which is the maximum that GroupMe can support. That is when our co-founder Madeline was giving rides in my group chat and was talking to some girls that actually informed her and sort of validated her own opinion that even though we're riding with college students here, we don't necessarily want to ride with a guy.
I also find that I'm much more comfortable asking even like random college students for rides versus an Uber, because I feel like an Uber, as a girl, you get more, creepy dudes.
We reached out to Madeline. She joined our team, and she is to this day remained our creative director, female spokesperson. She's been critical in portraying the female side of things, as we introduce things like the girls only mode and different female-centered features, because at the end of the day, they make up a majority of college students. I think that it's super important for colleges because it is such a culture of going out and having a good time.
It's awesome. It's very convenient, and you don't have to pay $30 for an Uber 5
Yeah.
miles down the road.
The possibilities for student transportation are really endless, but these students that don't have cars on campus literally need to get to wherever you can imagine: the grocery store, retail stores, events, Greek life events, sporting events. There's been multiple times that I was on my way to the gym and somebody needed a ride 5 minutes from the gym, and so I would get paid $10 or $5 to go to the gym that day. That was always nice. There's always different earning opportunities, within the community, and ScoopMe really just offers a platform for students to be able to make money and also get their services and their needs met.
I've made a lot of money doing it, actually.
Me too.
too.
I made like
$250
with parents. It was amazing in one night.
One thing we want to focus on is both the customer and the driver to be happy at the end of the engagement. Well, on ScoopMe, because you can negotiate prices and because we're not taking any percentage of the transaction, the person gets to keep 100% of whatever the person pays. Once you're a student, you are verified as a user and you can start using the platform for rides or for driving. And this is a key premise because we are only a social network. We are not liable for anything that happens once 2 people come in contact on our app. We simply facilitate the connections. That means that on any given night, any of the 25,000 Georgia Southern University students could start and give rides and make some extra money. We grew to over 12,000 users by strictly word of mouth. It just speaks to the effect that these communities and this concept of texting a friend for a ride really, it works and people want it. People are even willing to pay for it.
And it's a great way to make connections for people, especially freshmen. You don't know anything about Georgia Southern, and then you ride with this person, and then you're like, holy crap, I got a whole new world of things that I can explore.
And I would actually have students come and visit from other schools, UGA, FSU, Alabama, Auburn, and they would tell me how great this thing is and how they wish they had it at their campus, but we're looking at SCAD, as well as Georgia Southern Savannah campus. We plan on expanding quickly, and we're going to start with Georgia and work our way outwards. One thing that I would want a student who wants to start a business to understand is that they shouldn't go into it seeking freedom, buying a yacht, weekends off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It seems to be quite the opposite after my experience. You really have to dedicate your entire life to one mission, one goal, and be willing to wake up every single day, no matter the circumstances, no matter what gets in the way, and pursue that one goal. I've been driving for 3 or 4 years now, and I am still doing the hard work and still giving the rides myself, still learning about the customers and what they're looking for in a service like this.
Look at him. Look at that face. Look at that face. How could you not trust that face?
I really think that's what's going to set me apart from our competitors, is getting into the trenches and really learning about what students need and what they want. But I definitely gained the most throughout my college experience from the conversations that I would have with my professors. I was coming across these problems in real time and was trying to figure out ways to solve them. That knowledge and that just experience was super vital. People normally don't pursue things like this whenever they're in class. The personalized aspect of the advice they were giving me was invaluable. My internal fulfillment, I don't really know where it comes from or where it's based out of, but I definitely have seen and have heard from all these different people the impact that it's had on their lives. It has a lot to do with the community and the feel and vibe that has changed in Statesboro. It really created a community that wants to look after one another and is willing to help the person next to you. And what ScoopMe really focuses on is creating those connections, creating friendships, creating relationships. I've met 5 to 10 of my best, closest friends from doing this, my business mentors from doing this, business partners from doing this. I've had one of my ScoopMe drivers tell me that he met his fiance, soon-to-be wife, from giving Burke Uber rides. Shook my hand and thanked me for all the money he had made throughout his college career, and it really put into perspective how, what I have done and what I created really had an impact. And I like to say that it has probably saved many lives over the years. I don't know an exact number, but I do know that in my personal experience giving the rides over the years, I've seen less and less DUI field sobriety tests on the side of the road than I used to, my freshman, sophomore year. So I can definitely say that it has reduced drinking and driving to some extent. Don't know the exact percentage. And I can say that it has increased the community and the overall camaraderie of Georgia Southern University by tenfold.